Well, hello, good evening, and merry weekend to one and all. Now, I know I said 4 weeks ago I spoke about how I'd lost my job or quit my job, and I was going to make more vids. And you're thinking, well, that was 4 weeks ago, Darren. Where you been? I'll be honest with you. I've actually made several videos. There was one problem with them though, and they were terrible. They were stupid. I was trying to sort of make some different type of videos, just experimenting, and I made one that was a half hour when I finished. It took me all day to make it, and it was hopeless, so I didn't upload it. So I sort of abandoned that creative idea that I had, because I just can't come up with anything good. So I'm still working on that. So what I thought I'd do, since I hadn't put up a vid in 4 weeks, I'd come back and do a weekly review of how the market went this week. So I'll take this off now. I'll do a review of how the market went this week, and also I'll do another update of how the market is going this year, the top 200 stocks, which of those top 200 are doing the best now. I did a vid like that back in March, when it was like at the depths. I think it was about the 22nd of March actually, like the depths of this crisis, corona crisis that was going on. And I did a vid then to show what had been doing the best for the year to date, what had been doing the worst. And if you remember back then, your Metcash, your Coles, a few of the gold stocks, I think. No, it wasn't the gold stocks, it was the healthcare stocks, sorry. So your food and your healthcare stocks were the best performers in a really, really bad market back in March. And obviously your worst performers were your Webjets, anything to do with travel. Your Webjet and your Flight Centre were particular standouts, and a few of the media stocks as well were doing poorly at that stage. So what I thought I'd do is update that of how things have changed in the last 2 months since I did that video, and what's leading the way now and what's still down the bottom this year. There may be a few changes there. One stock in particular has just turned it around massively, and I'll talk about that one. So anyway, let's get into it for the 22nd of May. So this week, the market went up by 1.71%. So I do need these. To close, that's better. To close at 5,497, 156 stocks went up, 42 stocks went down, and 2 stocks remain unchanged on the XJO this week. Okay, the top 5 gainers for the week: NWH up 31%. NEW, Nearmaps, which is, I remember when I was doing these vids earlier in the year, it was either on the top 5 gainers or the top 5 losers virtually every week, this stock. So anyway, it's not letting us down, up 22% this week. LYC up 21.84%. ORE up 21.69%. It's Orocoba. And Super Cheap SUL up 16.65%. That's one that's sort of been hammered early in the year, but bouncing back okay. Now the top 5 losers this week: now, SXL, which is Southern Cross. That's as you'll see when I go to the yearly, that's just had an appalling year, and this week has been no better for it, losing another 9.38%. URW was the second worst performer. What's that? Unirail, I think, 7.92% down. NHF down 6.5%. AVH down 6.38%, and AST, which is Ausdrill, dropped about 6.35%. So I'm not going to go into those this week. I'll do more of that next week if I get this video up. I'll look at the top 5 winners and losers a bit more closely. But I'll just go now into the top 5 winners and losers for the year to date. So this is from closing prices December 31st up until today's close. And the winner this year, as you can see, there's quite a few gold stocks there leading the way. That's the top 3. Saracen up 63%, Silver Lake up 62, and Evolution up 55%. But the big story really is Afterpay, up 52% for the year. And this stock, from memory, it was below $10 when I did the video back in March. So it's put on, I think, 300% in the last couple of months. It's just been a massive turnaround. The report, the market loved it a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I've just been consistently wrong on this stock. I've never owned them, and I think I have a bias coming from the finance industry where I sort of could see what the regulators would do, APRA and ASX were doing with the banks and how they were tightening up. And I thought it was just a matter of time before APT and was it EML and what's the other one, Zip, all these sort of payday lenders or whatever you want to call them. I thought it was just a matter of time before regulation come in and just cut these companies off at the knees. I've been wrong, because pretty much they've remained unfettered with their growth. And APT, they're a fantastic company, and like I say, I've been wrong, and I've never known. A few times there I thought I should get in, and then I thought, no, maybe I am right after all. When they were down early this year, I thought maybe I'm right, and they are going to capitulate, and then they didn't. So, I mean, I know a lot of people ride this stock, and congratulations to you, because it's been a fantastic stock over the last few years, and long while it may live. It'd give me an idea actually for a vid next week. I'm going to talk about 3 stocks, my greatest regrets in the stock market in my time buying stocks since I was 18. I'm now 46, so 28 years. I have a few regrets. APT might even make the list, because I'm regretting never buying that one. But there's a few others that I haven't got on that I wish I did, and I'm going to talk about them next week. Pretty obvious ones, but I'll tell you my little story regarding them. Anyway, so APT up 52%, and Elders, another one that's done remarkable, up 50% this calendar year. And keeping in mind, the market is still down over 20% off its peak. I think it was about 7,200. So for these stocks to be up that much this year, I mean, take the gold stocks out of it, I guess, because you expect them to sort of be counter to what the market's doing. But APT and Elders, fantastic if you've been on. I have owned Elders in the past, but don't currently. Wish I did. And now for the top 5 losers for the year. The mighty SXL, which we've seen on the weekly list, is down 82% for the year. Southern Cross. Flight Centre and Webjet down plus 70%, the both of them, which I guess we can understand in this current market. And that's another video idea I've had. I've seen a few other guys talk about these stocks and give their opinion on them. But if I get around to that next week, I'll talk about those 2 stocks in particular in a vid. See if there's any value there. Maybe chuck Qantas in there as well. O Media, which has been punished, down 72%, and URW for the year is down 68%. So they're the stocks. This has been a remarkable year. I started the year full of confidence, thinking we would get to 8,000 points by the end of the year, and everything was going swimmingly up until the end of Feb or early March, when it capitulated, and it just shows how fragile the market is, and people's confidence is, and how powerful fear is. And maybe that's another video idea as well, talking about fear, because it's the hysteria that you see, especially with social media these days. It's so easy to see what people are thinking, and people you don't really care about, but you just sort of get a collective idea, and the amount of fear. I don't know what some people think, that they were going to live forever and this is going to kill them. But yeah, my point is, it's completely out of proportion to the threat. The fear response was just ridiculous, in my opinion, and still is. But we have 3 cases here in WA, and there's still people still petrified. Anyway, enough of that. So they're the stocks you wouldn't have wanted to own this calendar year so far. But who knows? They might be the big turnaround stories, just like Afterpay was, or has been in the last few months. After it was well down on the list when I looked at the year to date in March, and now it's well up near the top. So there we go, guys. Look at that, a 10-minute vid. I'm glad I've got this video done. I've been out of work now for, this is 4 weeks today since I walked out of the factory for the last time, and yeah, I've got so many ideas that I'm having trouble focusing on one and sort of going for it at this stage. But I've enjoyed my time off, but I must admit I've probably come to the end of the enjoyment, and we'll have to start really knuckling down to do something in the next few weeks. So anyway, we'll see what happens and what sort of business I end up with, or which direction I head. As I said, I've been investigating so many things that it's my head is spinning with all the different ideas. Anyway, we'll talk about that more later. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week.